Hey, there's a number of ways that you end up in the criminal justice system. Let's go over those. You're under investigation. There's some evidence that leads to you, or maybe there was a snitch that said it was you. Law enforcement comes to your house, work, event, or maybe they're calling you. You're stopped while you're walking, you're stopped while you're driving. Let's go over these. Law enforcement called to talk to you. Should you call them back? Should you talk to them? Well, if you didn't call them, then don't talk to them. You don't have to. Our society says that you need to do the right thing and talk to them. No, don't talk to them unless you call them for help. Okay? If you're under investigation, it's easy. Shut the F up. Don't talk to them. Next one. Law enforcement's knocking on my door. Should you talk to them? Now, I like to know information. I like to get information. I like to ask questions myself, not answer questions. So, law enforcement is knocking on my door. I personally will open it and I'll ask them why they're at my house. Now, depending on what they say, depends on how I respond. I will not voluntarily give information and they will not come in my house, period. They have to have a warrant to come inside. And I would read that warrant and make sure it's valid. So, and I would call my attorney. I recommend that you do the same thing if you're in that situation. Third way, do I have to tell the police where my loved one is? This is added in here. Yeah, if you have a loved one and you're harboring a fugitive and they have an arrest warrant, I've had clients that this happens to, then yeah, you could be charged if you are saying they're not there, if you're lying and whatnot. So you definitely don't want to catch a charge. And if law enforcement has a warrant to arrest somebody, they're there, then you cannot interfere, and neither can an attorney interfere with an investigation or an arrest. All right, so you're walking and you're stopped by law enforcement. Now, if you're walking by law enforcement and you choose to stop and talk to them, that's voluntary. Now, any time that you're talking with law enforcement and you don't want to talk, don't talk. Second, you can ask if you're being detained, and if they say no, you should be free to go. You can ask that, am I free to go then? Then they say yes, and you walk away. Again, if you want to talk about the weather with them, if you want to talk about certain things, then that's fine. Make sure that there's nothing visible or they can smell that would lead to them investigating you, detaining you, and arresting you. So, hope that makes sense. All right, the last one. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Now you're stopped while driving. What should you do? Well, if you notice, the common theme throughout this whole video is just shut the F up. Now, I do have respect for the officers. I keep my hands on the steering wheel, making sure that they know they're safe. And I do provide my driver's license, registration, insurance card, unlike some other videos that I've seen. Highly entertaining. I love watching them. But personally, I give my identification, I give my registration, and I give my proof of insurance. And I let them know they're safe. And I just don't answer questions that might incriminate me. I don't voluntarily give them information. I just try to get through the stop as fast as possible and on my way. And it works pretty well. So hope that helps. The common theme throughout this whole video is just shut the F up unless you call them for help. If you need more information, call 615-NASH Law.